going on, nerds? Emo Killer here, today bringing you some Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void play action. Today we'll be covering Mission 3, or the Spear of Adun. I'll cut right into the cutscene for you.
Smith Carax, I have been looking for you.
Artanis, praise the
Your
gods.
nerve cords, they must be removed.
It was done by the Dark Templar. I am free of the Kala's corruption. Are there others?
I have saved all that I could. Come, we must escape this world before time runs out.
Escape? How?
The Spear of Adun still rests beneath the ruins of Kor Shakal. Its generators are ancient, but a phase smith of your ability will know how to bring them online.
The Spear of Adun. I am honored to have the opportunity. This is fortune we cannot ignore.
Indeed. Come, we must go at once.
Hierarch, we are en route to the Spear of Adun. As long as its generators still function, I should be able to bring them online. Once the spear is fully activated, we must flee from this fallen world.
Alright guys, so for our achievements this time around, Warp Tour. Use warp gates to warp in 5 units within 10 seconds in the Spear of Adun. And complete the Spear of Adun mission in 15 minutes. Charge all the power cells in 15 minutes. So, let's get into it.
The Spear of Adun lies dormant beneath the heart of the Conclave. I had hoped to raise it, to secure our victory against the Zerg. But now, it is our last hope for survival.
Artanis, why do you flee from your salvation?
Celendis. She has fallen under Amon's control. Carax, we have to bring the Spear of Adun online.
The first power cell is activating, but the remaining 4 have been disabled by creep.
I see. We have no choice but to clear them. What of our defenses?
Unfortunately, they are without power. However, the Spear of Adun support systems can aid us. They will allow us to deploy pylons anywhere on the battlefield. We should deploy one here as soon as possible. These photon cannons can defend our nexus points, Hierarch. They require only a pylon to function. You can warp in a pylon using the Spear of Adun. Press the Deploy Pylon button at the top of your command screen. Our cannons will now fire upon enemies within range. If they become damaged, the shield battery will restore their shielding.
These defenses will indeed be vital to our evacuation, but our first priority must be to clear the power cells of creep.
Alright guys, so if you notice that in the beginning, up at the top of the screen, mid-screen now, we have another control panel. These are for the powers that are going to be granted to us by the Spear of Adun, the the ship that we're about to activate. So our first power is to warp in a pylon. We'll have upgrades for that power later on in the game, spoilers of course, but for now, use the warp in pylon as often as possible in order to help you overcome the supply issues in this game. Additionally, there's going to be some warp gates throughout this map that aren't activated. So one of your side missions is to activate those warp gates so that you can start warping in more soldiers to the fight. Additionally, you will have the opportunity to transfer your gateways into warp gates once you find the first one. So nothing too difficult as of yet, being the third mission, but we still have some supply economy issues. This time around, you see I'm moving that zealot over there.
Unpowered warp gates nearby. Constructing a pylon next to them would restore their power, giving us an advantage. The Spear of Adun's deploy pylon ability would be ideal for this. Of course, our probes can always warp in pylons as well. We can now transform our gateways into warp gates. This allows us to warp in warriors to any area with pylon power.
So, this will help us to get that achievement. We can't get the achievement without warping in 5 units within 10 seconds of each other. So, this time around, as soon as you find that, the sooner the better. I chose to wait for the Spear of Adun's warp in pylon ability to activate that warp gate off to the side. So, for the time being, I left that zealot over there. The only drawback to the warp in pylon ability is that you have to have visibility on that area. So if you don't have a soldier or a probe or something over there to see the area, you can't warp in the pylon. Another issue to have on your mind as you go through this level is to build up some defenses. You will have some Nidus worms pop up and some other things, so that's what I'm doing now, putting down some extra cannons to make sure that we're good to go over here. And if you notice there, I kind of made a mistake. I put in energy pylons instead of the cannons that I wanted to. So once he drops these down, I realized the mistake, and I cancel them out to get 75% of the supplies I spent on them. Additionally, with this map, you get a new unit that hasn't been with the Protoss before, the Shield Battery. This will actually repair your cannons, so it's always good if you put down a cannon, put a Shield Battery with it.
You have not enough minerals.
If you notice now, Spear of Adun's warp and pylon ability's been active for a little bit, but
we can begin warping in warriors from it immediately, Hierarch.
I was more worried about defense. Now, when it comes to these external warp gates, you don't have to worry about setting up a defense around them. I know the first time I played through, I thought that the Hive would deactivate them, but it's not. It's a non-issue.
Circling bioforms on approach to our nexus. We must rally our defenses.
Optimally, you want one shield battery down for every 2 cannons, especially when the waves start coming in crazy. If you notice now, I just have that one shield battery that was there initially for 4 cannons. It still holds its defenses, but it would be more optimal if I put down another shield battery. Now, if you've noticed with my playstyle, I like to have everything I need to start building the army before I start sending my army out, unless it's one of these quick completes. So I did get the achievement this time around. If that's the way you want to play, you can play it that way and still be safe. But if you want to go ahead and push your guys out to find those other warp gates, feel free. I believe the additional mob spawns don't happen until you find another warp gate. So that one little bit of zergs that came in at you, not a big issue. But then once you start pushing out and you start taking over the power cells, then you'll have more incoming AI. So as you've noticed, as of right now, I don't have quite what I need to start warping in, or to get that achievement, but you will most definitely get that achievement as long as you're following this playstyle. My big bit of advice for this map, I mean, I'm not a real aggressive player when it comes to it, but I would suggest before moving out to take over the power cells. At least have enough probes out to get as many minerals as you need to keep bringing in the stalkers.
The second power cell is active. The spear's sensor array is reacting.
Do not deny your destiny, Artemis. Your people have finally found true unity.
Now that I have a good number of stalkers, I'm going to start sending them out to
Sensors
clear out
online.
additional areas.
Wait, what is this?
But
Prism's
before I do,
approaching our nexus point.
let's make sure we take care of the AI.
Stalkers, eliminate those warp prisms. Upgrade complete.
Very wise.
You have not enough minerals.
I am here in the shadows. Let our enemy know.
Not enough minerals.
So there we go. Early on in the game, I already got the achievement. Just make sure you have
You require
supplies available, and it won't be an issue at all. You'll also notice there are supply deposits, gas, and minerals throughout the map.
I serve for now.
Seeing these deposits usually indicates the warp gate, as you see in this instance.
I am the heart of darkness. Cold is the void. I am the voice of the eclipse.
You have not enough minerals.
I am here in the shadows. I am here in the shadows.
So another key factor to the game, make sure you're continually calling in, because you know each time you clear a power cell, the next one's going to be even harder.
Enemy Noah Fury.
Karax, I brought another warp gate online. Prepare it for immediate use.
Let our enemy Noah Fury.
You have not enough minerals.
I am here in the shadows.
So if you notice on the left hand corner, right above the mini-map, there's now a button to select all the warp gates available. So whenever you put down a gateway, make sure as soon as possible, you change that into a warp gate, then you have an easy button there. I still like to put it 3 number slot, just because that's the way I played.
Even the ground beneath your feet carries the seeds of my victory.
Nidus worms. Warriors, strike them down. We are not defeated yet.
All shall be one. All conflict shall end.
Base is under attack. Upgrade complete.
I am the voice of the eclipse. We move unseen. Cold fury.
We're almost finished, Hierarch. The Spear of Adun is nearly online. Only one cell remains.
Enough. The end to the cycle of infinite madness has come. Cease your struggle against the salvation I bring.
So at this point, I noticed the timer, and I realized we're kind of getting close to cutting off for that achievement, so I go ahead and just push on as opposed to defending the base. One thing you guys can do a little bit better if you're doing this, or if you're watching me first and then doing the campaign,
Base is under attack.
I didn't warp in more troops there, and I should have.
We move unseen.
Base is under attack.
Then I go ahead and set them on a destruction path to grab that other warp gate, or to grab that other power cell, and start warping in troops to defend my base.
Shadows. I am here in the shadows. We are one with the shadows. Let our enemy know. All life is broken, flawed. It must be reforged. For the reckoning, let our enemy know our fury.
Another pack of Zerglings is approaching our nexus from the south.
Let our enemy know.
Base is under attack.
Very well. We are one with the shadows. Let our enemy struggle no more. Be released from your pain.
Power transfer completed. The Spear of Adun is ready to depart.
My stalkers actually completed it while I was
Free from aim on aboard, Face Smith. We must flee this world if we are to survive.
As you command.
There we go. All the achievements have been got, so we are good to go on this mission. Thanks for watching. Feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you in mission. Stay safe, Guardians. I'll see you out there.